Today, we take a look at what is purported to be the most evil live stream ever. And the backstory in the synopsis of this one is going to be given to us by our friend Penguins. And by our friend, I mean I have absolutely no connection with this fella, and I'm really just a fan. Let's see.
90s, a very popular Japanese game show tortured a man for a year and broadcast it every Sunday night. This isn't like reality TV where it's all fake and scripted, not to ruin Christmas for all the believers out there. This was legitimately torturing another human being for the sake of entertainment. And it was extremely popular, averaging 17 million viewers every Sunday night that they'd play the clips.
Okay, so y'all get the backstory, right? Apparently over in Japan, they were running a live stream of some fella where they were quite literally torturing him for views. And I believe that down below this video, yes there is a link to the video of said live stream that we're actually gonna watch. So quick shout out to Penguins. Okay, really do appreciate you. I get a lot of my reaction ideas from him because this guy is the fucking like senpai, okay, for the anime lover, hentai lovers in the comment section of the reaction game. This one is called Japan's Strangest Live Stream, and it's by Atrocity Guide. Let's get some more backstory and figure out what's popping. I haven't like watched this video at all, so this is gonna be totally new to me, and we're gonna learn about what's popping here together.
The Japanese are known for their extreme game shows, many of which have put their contestants in physical and psychological danger to provide their audiences with a unique viewing experience.
Yes, you know, the absolute, like, main bread and butter of any game show ever is either physical or mental anguish, okay? That's what everybody be wanting to see on TV, and that's why these game shows exist. Now, right off of the break, you're gonna notice that the lady on the commentary microphone is already in kind of a somber, like, sad mood, and that's just not a good start for this video. Let's go ahead.
In the late 90s, early 2000s, a broadcast that many believe to be the most radical and potentially unethical instance of this aired on a Tokyo-based network called Nippon Television. The show was titled Susunu Denpa Shonen, and it consisted of a live stream of a single room. Inside the room was a stack of envelopes, a rack of magazines, water, a gas burner, and one man who was asked to undergo one of the most rigorous endurance performances ever broadcast. That man was a struggling comedian desperate for fame who went by the name Nasubi.
Oh no. See, this is a recipe for disaster right off of the break. There are like no people that will like go to further lengths to be famous than like the person that she just described. Like a struggling comedian, a struggling YouTuber, a struggling whatever the fuck actor, or like just like anybody in show business period, right? And like show business is used very lightly because this is not show business, okay? And I'm a YouTuber. So anyway, point is, like there's no group of people that are more desperate than like these people, and they really did rope one in for this crusty live stream. Also, I'm just noticing that my t-shirt is showing my undershirt. Let me just go ahead and fix that a little bit. This thing's like flared out because it's a shit t-shirt and looks cringe. Anyway, keep it moving. Anybody else's t-shirts do that? I said keep it moving, sorry.
In January of 1998, Nasubi, which translates in English to eggplant,
which translates in English to eggplant. Sorry, that's not what I was pausing it for. What I was gonna say is that she said this takes place in 1998, which by today's standards was the wild, wild fucking West. Okay, you could do basically anything you wanted, say basically anything you wanted, nobody would give a fuck. And like, that's just not fair and well for my man in that room on this live stream. Okay, I can just see how this could lead up to a recipe for disaster.
Was chosen from a raffle of approximately 20 applicants for a contest titled A Life of Prizes. After winning, Nasubi was escorted to a space no bigger than a small studio apartment. He was asked to begin the game with absolutely nothing, including his clothes.
Wait, they made him strip down on the live stream after winning the contest? The fuck? That sounds like a scam.
He was given only water, and in order to provide himself with food, clothing, or any means of entertainment during his stay in the room, Nasubi must win them via sweepstakes. The sweepstakes could—
Wait, he had to win anything by a sweepstakes. What the fuck? Oh, this shit is demented. Wait.
be found in the stacks of magazines, which he could enter by mailing contest applications using the envelopes provided. This was the point of the game, to survive solely on his contest prizes. Once Nasubi's winnings reached a monetary value of 1 million yen, or roughly 9,000 US dollars, he was declared the winner and allowed to exit the room, resume his life, and enjoy his newfound celebrity.
Right, so he's doing all of this, not even really for money, it doesn't seem like. Like, she didn't say anything about, like, actually getting any kind of real chunk of cash for quite literally suffering on a live stream. It was literally just for a little bit of fame. And, like, spoiler alert, I don't know who this fella is today. So clearly something must have gone awry with his celebrity status, and I'm assuming we're going to find out in this video.
So, did Nasubi succeed? That all depends on how you define success. To answer this question, let's take an in-depth look at Nasubi's time inside the room. Immediately upon being left alone, Nasubi's priority was to cover himself, and the very first contest he applied for during this first episode of the live stream was an apron. Not only did he not win the apron, but during his entire 15-month-long stay, Nasubi remained completely nude.
During his entire 15-month stay, are they out of their fucking minds? Bro, whoever came up with this game show needs to be arrested. And why was this guy, like, agreeing to that? Like, I'm 1 month in, I'm the fuck out of here, bro. Like, first of all, my cock-a-doodle been broadcast all across the entire world. That's cringe. Okay, not for me personally, but for a couple of y'all micro pipitos. Anyway, this is bizarre. I cannot believe this was 15 months. This has me stunned.
The majority of his time was spent submitting contest applications. In the first month, Nasubi applied to 5,748 sweepstakes.
So he's just sitting there applying to sweepstakes over and over and over again for a period of 15 months. This is like if y'all have seen the Nico Kato reaction before this one, this is the most, like, outrageous, like, why are you doing that? Fame is not worth that shit, like, type shit I've ever seen.
While waiting for notifications of his first winnings, Nasubi was taunted by ill fortune. He answered the phone to misdialed callers, and during one frustrating afternoon, after several days without food, a ramen delivery boy knocked on Nasubi's door by mistake. But after many days of waiting, becoming desperately hungry...
They're not giving him food? Are they out of their fucking mind? Like, what sweepstake gives you food? Like, sweepstakes are a different breed, but for those of you who don't know or are too young to know, like, what a sweepstakes is, it's basically like a little contest where, like, you mail in some bullshit and, like, you win something. But it's usually, like, some dog shit, shitty shit, right? It's like, oh, mail in and win a knife. Or, oh, mail in and win... I don't know, X fucking whatever the hell. It's usually not food or perishable things for sure. So this is a bizarre sweepstakes competition altogether.
Nasubi finally won his first prize.
What do you win?
12 pots of fiber jelly, which he immediately began eating.
Fiber jelly? What is that? So in 17.7 million people are tuned into this live stream, and it's just the most cruel thing of all time. This is yikes.
His second prize was 5 kilograms of rice.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so at least he's got some sustenance. I cannot believe they didn't give him fucking food. That is legitimate torture.
Unfortunately, he quickly realized he didn't have a pot to cook it in. After failing to eat the rice raw, Nasubi discovered he could cook the rice in an empty fiber jelly container by setting them close to the stove burner.
They didn't give him pots or pans or anything? Bo.
For the month of February, Nasubi continued to win the following: 1,000 yen, body soap, canned spaghetti, subsequently realizing he didn't have a can opener for the meat sauce. Despite many prizes having little or no practical value, Nasubi seemed grateful for everyone he received.
Well, you would have to be. I mean, you would have to be. This is like a social experiment gone totally awry. Like, this should have never been allowed to happen.
And it's no doubt that with an entire waking life consisting of little more than filling out contest applications, the brief adrenaline rush of the knock at the door became his only source of excitement. Nasubi's basic needs of course had to be met, so food was of paramount importance. Although, let's remember that the higher the monetary value of the prize, the closer Nasubi was to his 1 million yen goal.
Right. So, but again, like the 1 million yen goal is $9,000, which I should also not be confused with like a prize, right? Like he's not doing this to win 1 million yen from like the people who are putting this on. Like that's not what this is. This is not a normal game show. This is he has to win random fucking sweepstakes to get 1 million yen worth of shit, and then they'll let him out of the room. This is yikes.
Reaching this goal proved incredibly time-consuming. To get halfway there, it took Nasubi 6 months and 38,000 contest entries.
Like, look at that shit.
During this time, some notable prizes included
okay, at least he got a bike.
A bicycle, which, once the initial excitement wore off, he remembered had no practical value in his tiny...
Oh, it's not even I thought it was a stationary bicycle. It's fucking not. It's an actual bicycle.
...room. He rode it around briefly, then never again on the live stream. Panties, which was his first article of clothing, although they didn't fit. A stuffed seal, which he named Binasu, befriending it. A 14-inch TV set, although there was no antenna or cable, so all he could view was static.
That is so yikes. Like, I don't know if this fella normally looks like this, but this guy right here looks demented, okay? And that's honestly probably just straight up the result of being on this goddamn game show. Like, why did he not say, I'm getting out of here, bro? Like, that's what I would have done. Like, no fame is worth this shit. And honestly, like, he was probably already famous at this point anyway. Like, this is a live stream that, like, I guess was viewed on a weekly basis or something. Like 2 weeks in, everybody knows my name. I'm the fuck out of here, but I ain't got nothing to prove. I'm the fuck out of this bitch.
A toothbrush and toothpaste, which allowed him to brush his teeth for the first time during his 3-month stay.
Oh my god, he didn't even have a toothbrush. Bruh.
Around the 6-month mark, the show had become incredibly popular, and the local news media somehow discovered where Nasubi's secluded room was located. So, producers woke Nasubi in the middle of the night, blindfolded him, and escorted him to a new, yet nearly identical room.
Oh! Bro, the producers of the show honestly should be arrested, bro. So they put him in a nearly identical room. Did they take away his bicycle? They better let him keep that bike. Not that he would ever use it, but all the same.
Before this moment, A Life of Prizes was broadcast on Sunday nights and edited down to a 10-minute weekly summary. But with this room switch, producers decided to offer a live web stream alternative, causing them to digitally follow Nasubi around with a joystick in order to censor his genitalia. As you can see, the quality of the live stream is primitive, but keep in mind this is in the late 90s. It took Nasubi another 3 months to get 2/3 of the way to his 1 million yen goal, and throughout the months of August, September, and October, Nasubi submitted an additional 17,000 contest entries.
Dude.
Notable winnings included a watermelon, tickets to see Spice Girls the movie,
but he can't even see it,
a VHS player to go with the TV set he had won several months back.
Oh my god!
After
Can he actually watch a
this
movie?
Win, Nasubi hit a string of bad luck. At one point, he went a week without hearing a knock at the door.
Dude.
And during one drastic period, Nasubi completely ran out of food. Rather than rescuing him and risk spoiling the tension of the show, producers opted to relocate Nasubi a second time in hopes that the change would bring about good luck. This new location...
In hopes that it would bring about good luck, motherfuckers canceled the show. What do you mean in hopes that it would bring about good luck? You better fuck off, bro. Like, this shit is bonkers. Dude, the things that people will do for money and fame is outrageous. Like, I hope none of y'all are like that, where it's like, oh my god, bro, if I could be on this show, I'd be locked in. No, you fucking shouldn't be. Okay, you only get one time around the rock. Don't spend it doing this shit. Like, for serious.
He'd prove lucky, as Nasubi won several very valuable prizes, including a PlayStation, which he played non-stop for 4 days straight, but he
thank God he got some entertainment. Oh my god.
Soon banned himself from it after recognizing it as a distraction from filling out contest entries. A tent which he lived in for several days, but whose sheer size prevented him from doing his dance of gratitude during his winning moments. Worried he would appear ungrateful, Nasubi disassembled his tent and put it away. In the month of December, Nasubi won a very expensive set of automobile tires,
Good.
a 10,000 yen gift voucher, and finally, putting him just over his 1 million yen goal, a small bag of rice.
Oh, thank God. Like, you know what would be the absolute worst fucking thing possible? If you got to like 999,000 yen and like you needed 1 more yen and that's when you went on a dry spell. That would be a bro, come the fuck on. Like day after day after day not winning. That'd be so yikes.
And after 335 straight days of nothing but sleeping, eating food when available, eating dog food when there was nothing edible available,
God,
answering the door,
come on.
and most importantly, filling out contest entries, Nasubi had finally won. Or had he?
But what the fuck did he win? Like this is what doesn't make any sense to me.
At this point, the ratings of the show hovered somewhere around 17 million Japanese viewers.
That is outrageous.
For comparison, the highest watched episode of Game of Thrones sits at 16.5 million viewers.
That is outrageous.
The people absolutely loved it.
And this was in 1998, so like this was before people were like watching shows like that regularly.
And the producers were making millions. The notion of ending it just yet was ridiculous. So, in the middle of the night, the producers woke Nasubi, showered him with confetti and streamers, and announced that he had finally won the contest.
But
they returned his clothes, but Nasubi hadn't worn clothes in almost a year. And upon dressing, he'd realized he had developed a distaste for them, citing them as being itchy. Although Nasubi was under the impression that the show was over and his trip to a Korean carnival was a celebratory holiday for his hard work, little did he know that the producers had no intention of allowing him to go home yet. While still in Korea,
like clearly he's going along with this, right? Like they don't have this guy in like an actual hostage situation, but good God Almighty, you would think so. Like just looking at it, like the way she's talking, like they had no intention of letting him leave. Like clearly at any point, I'm assuming, okay, let's hope this is the truth, that he could just fuck off anytime he wanted to, and for some reason, some way, he was still like a part of this misguided horror show.
Nasubi was blindfolded once again and guided to a fourth room, which consisted of the familiar magazine rack, stack of envelopes, and a Korean-Japanese dictionary.
What?
Despite not knowing the language, Nasubi was nevertheless instructed to put his Korean-Japanese dictionary to work applying for contests. His new goal was to earn enough prizes to equate the price of a plane ticket back home to Tokyo. It needed only be a one-way economy class ticket. After translating and applying to nearly 7,000 contests, Nasubi met his monetary goal in just 2 short months. But
and you know the producers didn't like that.
This all happened too quick, so producers required him to make another 9,000 yen in order to upgrade his ticket to business class. And Nasubi accomplished this by winning 2 bags of incredibly rare and expensive tea leaves. But this wasn't huge. Good enough for the producers.
Dude, these, again, what did I say? These people need to be arrested. Why did this guy not fuck off? Like, maybe he liked it, low-key. I don't know. Like, you see shit like this, and it's like, it just makes no fucking sense. Like, not a lick. So it's like, how do you... Let me keep listening.
And so they then required him to upgrade his tickets to first class. No problem for Nasubi, who had institutionalized himself to this way of life, and after winning a picture frame, a fox skin, and a live octopus, Nasubi was a first-class passenger. It was finally over.
Do you think he likes it? Like, I just don't understand why he didn't say, I'm out of here.
For Nasubi.
I'm hoping that she's gonna, like, have, like, some aftermath, like, info about, like, him, like, 10 years down the line, like, yeah, I was in there because I kind of liked it. And, like, this would fuck up your whole life, I feel like, right? Like, you don't see your family, you don't see your friends, you don't get to go out and do anything or meet anybody just to do this? Like, for what, dude? Like, for what?
He'd won. Producers blindfolded him and led him into his final room. Unbeknownst to Nasubi, the 4 walls of this room were collapsible, and behind them sat a live studio audience. As soon as Nasubi was left alone in his final room, habit kicked in, and he quickly undressed. After a dramatic countdown, the walls collapsed, and Nasubi was met with the cheering applause.
Like, do you think he's acting there? Like, Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Maybe he's just like literally like just so locked in this world that he's in that like that's actually how you react. But like this face right here is not the reaction that I would have if I thought I was in a room and the fucking walls collapsed. Like this is, I would just not be doing this. Like, I don't know. It seems bizarre.
He was met with the cheering applause of thousands of people. The look of shock on his face was both cathartic and sad to watch. At this point, Nasubi had been living this lifestyle for 15 months, having barely spoken to another human being.
This is overwhelming.
He applied to 75,000 magazine contests, averaging 1,250 applications per week and nearly 200 applications per day. It took him several minutes to register what was happening. It's difficult to imagine the thoughts that must have been going through his mind in these moments.
Right, like if this is legitimate, like that's honestly probably traumatizing in and of itself.
So, Susunu Denpa Shonen was intended to be comedic, featuring a laugh track to punctuate almost every moment featured in their broadcast.
This is not a laugh track
during the
type show.
moments where Nasubi became visibly distraught, frustrated, and hopeless, the live stream would overlay silly sound effects to signal the viewer that his suffering is their entertainment, escorting them away from the intuitive response of pity.
Yeah, which we all have. Oh my god, that laugh track sounds fucking horrible. Like, just look at this.
Susunu Denpa Shonen went on to film 3 more endurance experiments before being cancelled in 2002 due to the torturous nature of their content.
Yeah, good. Good. It should have been fucking not just canceled, but arrested. But
some of the other contests included requiring contestants to hitchhike across Africa, build a raft on a deserted island and float back to Tokyo, and finally, sit in a pitch-black room only to receive light and food whenever their favorite baseball team won a game. Although the show was cancelled, it found a new home in 2009 on the internet under the name Number 2 Nihon Webcast. But when I went to the site for this, it appeared to be down, so I can only assume this too was ultimately cancelled.
Good.
Even though most people outside of Japan aren't familiar with Nasubi or the Susunu livestream, Japan's reputation for their cruel reality television is widely acknowledged, and it has been often parodied in Western media.
Yeah, like we've all seen like the Japanese game shows, and like a lot of those are like kind of like Wipeout, right? Like you're doing like some kind of physical thing, you get hit by some kind of like padded wall or some shit, and it knocks you over, and it's like, ha ha ha, that's a good laugh. This shit, not a good laugh. Not at all.
So the question many of you may have now is, what happened to Nasubi?
Yeah, legitimately.
Did he achieve the fame and fortune he was
I hope
promised
so,
for his
bro.
remarkable endurance? Well, yes and no. His journal of experiences, titled Nasubi's Prize Contest Life Diary, went on to be published and reached bestseller status.
Good.
And despite not becoming the world-famous comedian he'd hoped to become, he did find small success in television and film acting. But
he could have done that without this bullshit. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is the perfect example. Dude, not worth.
But it's undeniable the psychological toll the live stream had on Nasubi. Because he spent 15 months entirely naked, Nasubi reported having trouble wearing clothes after returning home, and his extended solitude caused his social skills to atrophy, and he found much of his comedic charm and social aptitude gone, leaving him awkward and shy. Even though Nasubi's exploits remain one of the most watched live streams in the history of Japan, this in-depth look into the brutal 15 months this man endured in order to provide us with an unprecedented viewing experience begs the question.
An unprecedented viewing experience. I don't even like this viewing experience. I don't like this shit not a lick.
How far should we go to entertain?
Not that far, Bo. Not that far, not a lick. Listen, I don't know how many of y'all need to hear this out in the comment section. I hope it's none of you. But, like, nothing is worth fucking wasting 15 months of your one time on the planet doing this dumb ass shit. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it, Bo. Just don't do it. Y'all, this was one of the darker reaction videos that we've done on Japan's strangest live stream. This is, like I said, an unorthodox reaction, and so if y'all enjoyed it, please do let me know down below so that I know that we should be doing more reactions like this one. I really am trying to vary up like the reaction content that we're doing and really keep it fresh and new. So, if y'all know of any other dope-ass shit we should be checking out, let me know that down below in the comments. I'm excited to see what y'all got for me. Love and appreciate y'all. Goodbye!